Making their way to the ring from the Collins Kennel Club in Salem, Massachusetts, Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx, Animal Instinct!
Well, here they come, David. Two of WOW's most unlikely superheroes and tag teams, Katarina Jinx and the award-winning Goldie Collins, top dog, the alpha of WOW. And David, these two have made quite a name for themselves in such a short time here in WOW.
Well, they're a successful tag team, there's no doubt about it, Nigel. Katarina Jinx and Goldie Collins, we've heard from them before, and they've proven their prowess in the ring as a tag team.
You're certainly right, David. 3 weeks ago, in fact, Animal Instinct picked up a huge victory over Sasha Sparks and Pep Riley. So they've really been gaining a lot of momentum as of late here in WOW, Women of Wrestling.
Oh, they're gonna let Lauren hold the whip.
Well, thank you, everyone, for coming far and wide to see us here tonight. Oh, now, settle down, settle down. Now, I know you may be wondering what a cat and a dog have in common. Well, that's for another day. But we are here to tame the competition here at WOW. And these American girls, well, they have nothing on us. And while they may have America behind their back, well, we can sense their fear because we are Animal Instinct.
Animal Instinct, Goldie Collins, and Katarina Jinx do not seem fazed at all by their opponents.
And their opponents from Buffalo, New York, and Ocala, Florida, Americana and Santana Garrett, the All-American Girls.
Santana teaming again with Americana here in this tag team action here on WOW, Women of Wrestling. Welcome to an hour of power, fans. And there they are, Santana and Americana.
Santana and Americana, the All-American Girls. Just 2 weeks ago, David, the All-American Girls, speaking of victories for teams, assisted Ariel Sky in a 6-person tag team match, and boy, what a matchup that was.
It certainly was. That went from pillar to post, Nigel.
There you see the former WOW World Champion Santana Garrett and Americana, who for the last several months she's been mentoring, not only as a tag team partner, but as a sister. Santana Garrett doing her best in the locker room to try to inspire the next generation of WOW superheroes.
And let's not forget, Nigel, that Americana could have been possibly the WOW champion if it weren't for Jessie Jones when she got that shot against the former champ, Abilene Maverick, who is still recovering, fans, from that brutal beatdown from the Beast.
That's right, the Beast, taking out Abilene Maverick and taking the WOW World Championship with her, David. And speaking of almost becoming champions, last week, of course, we saw at the top of the hour Penelope Pink in that matchup with the Beast for the WOW World Championship. What an amazing main event that was. But nonetheless, the Beast walks away through all the adversity. And now a cover attempt from Santana Garrett. Katarina Jinx reverses the momentum. Nonetheless, the Beast still the WOW World Champion for now, David.
Santana going for fast pins. She's impressed with Katarina Jinx, showing some of that mutual respect, if you will.
Well, Katarina Jinx, of course, coming from the WOW Training Center, and certainly great training goes on there, as you can see. She's really stepped up her game each and every single week, along with Goldie Collins. To be able to stand toe-to-toe with a competitor like Santana Garrett certainly says a lot for Katarina Jinx.
Well, we're going to have a test of strength now, Nigel.
Test of strength, and, you know, Kat likes to play her cat games, David. It's a back-and-forth battle between these two women and their strength, but now the upper hand possessed by Santana Garrett.
Santana breaking that hold with that left knee. Katarina trying to go hits.
I've seen Oliver strike at things like that before, David. Now an arm drag.
Your cat Oliver.
You get too close to him, sometimes he'll slap his paw at you, and that was very reminiscent from Katarina Jinx now as Goldie Collins charges. Oh, wait a second, schoolgirl roll-up.
Nice takedown by Americana.
You can tell she's really been training hard with Santana. Garrett comes in. Back handspring elbow connects to Goldie Collins. Snapmare takeover from Americana now off the ropes. Beautiful drop kick.
Nice drop kick, getting up high, Americana.
And so far, that's been the best in-show drop kick we've seen, David, so far on tonight's broadcast. Forearm shot from Goldie Collins doesn't take Americana's offense lightly and puts her in the corner of Animal Instinct. Tag into Katarina Jinx now. Goldie Collins and Katarina Jinx sensing a lot of pressure. Yep, they call that the call of the wild, David. Hooking the leg does Katarina Jinx, and Americana able to power out at 2. Referee Charlie Wu in charge of this contest.
Charlie Wu's got his hands full right here as Americana trying to get to Santana for a tag. She knows she's in trouble right now.
And David, what a great matchup. Again, both of these teams have been on a winning streak. I've seen this before. It's a mousetrap from Katarina Jinx.
Goodness.
Devastating move, David, just sending Americana face first into the purple canvas.
That does not feel good.
It certainly can't. And now Katarina Jinx boots to the midsection and tags in to Goldie Collins. At this point, Americana really needs to get over to her corner and make a tag to Santana Garrett. And there's a nice standing vertical suplex from Goldie Collins, and Katarina Jinx holding it extra long up in the air.
You can see the height of the drop.
Goldie Collins gets a 2 count, says referee Charlie Wu. And a little bit of concern on the face of the tag team partner, Santana Garrett, who's standing ringside, just awaiting an opportunity to tag in with Americana as Goldie Collins just throws down Americana using her hair. And we've seen her do this, David. She likes to walk the dog, so to speak.
You got that right, Nigel. Americana was lucky to get that kick out. Otherwise, that was a pure 3 count on her. Instinct alone allowed her to get that kick out. Goldie Collins going to town on her now.
Yeah, speaking of instinct, there's Goldie Collins of Animal Instinct just bearing the boot right underneath the jaw of Americana while Katarina Jinx pulls at the hair. Referee Charlie Wu trying to keep Santana Garrett out of this matchup. Americana, the legal member for her team, and emotions running wild, unfortunately costing Americana in this matchup. Katarina Jinx tags back in for her team, Animal Instinct.
Fans getting behind Americana.
Americana reaching out for Santana Garrett. But again, Katarina Jinx looks confident, and that's what she gets, the cat scratch right across the back of Americana now. Americana's legs locked up, and Katarina Jinx just pulling back on the neck of Americana, David. Katarina Jinx continues to go to town on Americana. At this point, Katarina Jinx and Goldie Collins must have some sort of plan to quickly put away Americana. Drop kick from Americana, buying herself a little bit of time, but will it be enough to reach her corner and her partner Santana Garrett?
Here comes Goldie Collins, Nigel.
Tag in.
And there's the tag to Santana.
Santana ducks the clothesline attempt. And 2 in a row now from Santana to Goldie Collins. Collins now back up, boot to the midsection. Santana Garrett with the boot to the side of the head, and Goldie Collins is being thrown all the way around this ring. O'Connor
She
roll
smartly
attempt.
grabbed that second rope, though, Nigel. Now Santana back up.
That's right, side Russian leg sweep from Santana Garrett, and Katarina Jinx comes in for her team, Animal Instinct, and interferes. The side effect by Katarina Jinx sent Santana Garrett to the outside. Americana in for her team, and now Goldie Collins has Americana up in the fireman's carry backbreaker. Collins with a vicious look on her face, sending Americana down to the ground.
Oh, Nigel, just as you looked at me, Santana was fortunate enough to kick right to the face. Santana now going all on Goldie Collins.
He defeats Jawbreaker by Santana. Garrett now onto Goldie Collins. Santana Garrett, we've seen this before. The Liberty Bell, and there we see that moonsault connects. Middle of the ring, 2, 3, and Charlie Wu says this one goes to the All-American girls.
Here are your winners, Americana and Santana Garrett, the All-American Girls. Making her way to the ring from the unforgiving Australian outback, Genesis!
David, here comes Genesis, who has, as of late, been forging her path in singles competition here at WOW Women of Wrestling.
You know, when she started with Exile, I always had a suspicion that Genesis always wanted to be a breakout star. And she found her footing in there with Exodus, the tutelage of Malaya. She then took over, tossed Malaya out. Then she got in there and took care of Ice Cold and her partner, Exodus. And she is where I think she always wanted to be.
And her opponent from Columbia, South Carolina, G.I. Jane!
Columbia, South Carolina's very own from Fort Jackson. And before Genesis came out, we heard words from her, David, and she told G.I. Jane, you better bring everything that you learned at Fort Jackson if you want a chance against me. Very strong words, if you ask me,
Well,
David.
you can tell G.I. Jane is serious here. G.I. Jane is all business when she enters that WOW ring.
And G.I. Jane, 9 years serving the United States of America. Active service with the Army Reserves, here to compete, and certainly a fan favorite here at Women of Wrestling. Genesis looking to make a name for herself in the singles ranks. So is G.I. Jane, though, Dave.
That's right. Both of these competitors want to get a win here, but G.I. Jane making a mistake. Genesis rushed her right before the bell was even to be signaled by the referee.
And Genesis just so aggressive in the early goings of this matchup. And really you can tell that she had a chip on her shoulder, David, and a game plan to take out G.I. Jane early on in this matchup. Genesis going for a pinfall attempt already, not even 30 seconds into this contest, David. And what an episode of WOW we have for you here tonight. Las Bandidas going to be challenging the WOW World Tag Team Champions, the Mother Truckers.
Well, that's the main event tonight, Nigel.
That's right, David, and I can't wait for it now as Genesis, with the X-choke on G.I. Jane, continues to maintain control in this matchup. But, David, we've got other great matches coming up as well.
Well, Coach Campanelli will be in there against Lil J-Boogie, who no longer hangs with BK Rhythm, by the way. Now she hangs with Steffi.
Steffi slays a newfound friend here in WOW over the last month and a half for Lil J-Boogie. G.I. Jane finds her way back in this contest. Backsplash and now a forearm.
Oh, nice forearm by G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane picking up Genesis now. Fireman's carry.
That's right. Take a look at that. That's the grenade drop by G.I. Jane, and she gets 2, says Paige Principali, the official in this contest. G.I. Jane has found herself back into this contest, both women on a vertical base now. G.I. Jane swings wildly, and now G.I. Jane setting up. Can she connect? Yes, the maggot drop from G.I. Jane. Once again, hooking the leg of Genesis, and once again, Genesis powering out at 2.
Genesis has been on a winning streak ever since she was been a single competitor. And G.I. Jane would like nothing more than to upset that streak. Oh, missing there with the big leg drop.
And with great elevation, missing Genesis, and that could cost G.I. Jane dearly. As we know, Genesis, a submission specialist, and you have to be careful when you're in the ring with a competitor like that, David, because she could very easily pick apart G.I. Jane.
Look at the boot going right to the midsection.
Adding insult to injury was Genesis to G.I. Jane now, as Genesis continues the attack on the leg of G.I. Jane. Genesis wanting to make a point here, not only to G.I. Jane, but to the rest of the WOW locker room, and certainly the superhero with the biggest target on her back, the WOW World Champion, the Beast, who we saw soundly defeat Penelope Pink. That's another thing I want to talk about, David. You know, Tiki Chamorro and also the Beast, both of those matches that Penelope Pink lost, Vicky Lynn McCoy was trying to help Penelope Pink out and seemed to cause a major issue.
I might say Vicky Lynn cost Penelope Pink a shot at the championship.
But hey, we're not trying to start any problems between those fine ladies
they
and
like
the
to
fabulous
stir the
four.
pot. We'll stir the pot.
I'm being facetious, but Genesis certainly isn't, with this half Boston Crab applied on G.I. Jane, who uses that great leg strength to power out David, sending Genesis across the ring.
She powered up from that push-up, not getting all the way up before the legs took over. There's a nice clothesline by G.I. Jane. Another one applied to Genesis. G.I. Jane coming into her own right now. A boot to Genesis.
Yes, that's right, David. Boot camp from G.I. Jane sends Genesis down. G.I. Jane on fire, and she can taste victory right now, David.
Certainly can, as she's slowly picking up Genesis. Segwaying her head right between the legs and picking her up. Genesis able to slip out of that possible power bomb. Raking the eyes of G.I. Jane, and now tossed backward.
That's the full Nelson Buster by Genesis, a move that she's used to finish off several opponents. But now G.I. Jane from behind, schoolgirl roll up, and yes, it's over that quick. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner. Genesis took her eye off the ball, if you will, Nigel.
She certainly did, David.
Introducing first, accompanied by Candy Crush and Gloria Glitter from San Francisco, California, representing top tier, Coach Campanelli.
Well, here they come, David, everybody's favorite trios tournament winners. I might be joking a little bit, but nonetheless, dangerous members of the WOW roster. Coach Campanelli, accompanied to the ring by Candy Crush and Gloria Glitter, better known as Top Tier. And if you don't think they're the best, David, they don't mind telling you.
Well, they love to still carry that trophy, don't they, Nigel, everywhere they go. I wonder if it's in the car. I wonder if they go shopping with that Trios Championship trophy.
Well, they better lock it in the trunk. You've seen some of those videos online, David. Now,
that's right. They bust into those cars out here in L.A.
They sure do. And Coach Campanelli hoping to bust into Lil J-Boogie in this matchup upcoming. Of course, we've seen Top Tier be bullies, and Lil J-Boogie, no stranger to being bullied. Now, as the celebration, which has continued for months, continues still tonight with Top Tier.
And her opponent from Mebane, North Carolina, the Dancing Dynamo, Lil J-Boogie.
Oh, yeah, Lil J-Boogie.
Lil J-Boogie. She doesn't have the beatbox with her, though, Nigel. That beatbox, of course, was destroyed by Top Tier.
It was, David, and Lil J-Boogie dancing out to the ring. It reminds me of when Lil J-Boogie and I had a conversation. She told me, David, that her mother told her she came dancing out of the womb. Lil J-Boogie now, she certainly is busting a couple of moves for us, David.
She certainly is. She's becoming a fan favorite. Thank heaven she's not with BK Rhythm and Gigi Gianni anymore.
That's right, David. No longer with the Brat Pack. Lil J-Boogie, as of late, has aligned herself with Steffi Slays, who has stepped in as somewhat of a mentor to one of our new WOW superheroes, Lil J-Boogie, who has certainly been impressive here in WOW.
You see that fast elbow from Coach?
I surely did, David. Now,
luckily it didn't connect.
Thank goodness for J-Boogie that it didn't. Side headlock takeover. Coach Campanelli rolls over, gets a 1 count on Lil J-Boogie. Trying to get into the head, I imagine, more so than trying to get a 3 count out of that rollover. Now Coach Campanelli doing what she can to get out of the side headlock. Has Lil J-Boogie trapped in the head scissors. Great mat action here to kick this matchup off.
J-Boogie applying that pressure with the headlock. Look how fast she goes with the pin, Nigel.
The shoulder tackle by Lil J-Boogie, and now side headlock applied by Lil J-Boogie, who has been training at the WOW Training Center, but also extra time every other weekend. I understand at Stephanie Slay's house. She's got herself her own wrestling ring, ducking the clothesline attempt from Coach Campanelli.
Has she been flying down to train with Stephanie? I didn't know that.
Take a look at Coach Campanelli.
Certainly looks like it.
Flying almost all the way across the ring. Snapmare takeover from Lil J-Boogie now off the ropes with the leg lariat. And there she goes, pinning Coach Campanelli, hooking the legs and getting only a 2 count, says official Julio Rodriguez, David. And what a matchup for Lil J-Boogie. Coach Campanelli slowing down the momentum with a knee to the midsection, followed up by a back elbow.
You know what I liked about that, though? I got to give credit where credit's due. Coach slings her into the ropes and steps forward with that elbow smash, not allowing much room for J-Boogie to come off of the ropes or even to gather herself maybe with a hand grabbing the top rope. Coach is a technician of professional wrestling.
It's little movements like that, David. That's a great point that you bring up that make all the difference in the world. But take a look.
Look at this. She's got Gloria Glitter out there, and Coach, his friend, Candy Crush, going to town on Lil J-Boogie on the outside. Lil J-Boogie pushing Coach off.
Coach Campanelli and Top Tier not afraid to use the numbers game in their favor now as Campanelli sends Lil J-Boogie, whose back buckles underneath the pressure and the velocity of that throw, into the turnbuckle now as Coach Campanelli methodically just torturing Lil J-Boogie.
Putting the knee right into the middle of the back, which hit that turnbuckle. And then giving it a few kicks, and then the knee, and now another kick. Elbow smash right to J-Boogie. Coach going for the 1, 2, 3 and a 1 count. Lil J-Boogie kicks out.
You know, ever since Coach Campanelli successfully distracted referee Julio Rodriguez and Crush and Gloria Glitter were able to interfere in this matchup, it's really slowed things down for Lil J-Boogie. Makes you wonder if this was a one-on-one contest without the other members of Top Tier, where we would be in this matchup. But nonetheless, Lil J-Boogie still hanging on as Coach Campanelli charges. Lil J-Boogie moves out of the way. Lil J-Boogie with the backslide. The backslide. 2, no, just a 1 count.
Should have been a 2 count. There's a punch to the midsection by Coach. Now driving Lil J-Boogie's head into the left knee of Coach is Coach Campanelli. Now a little boot to the midsection again. Coach Campanelli's kicking. Ooh, did you see that kick? Right into the back, Nigel.
I sure did, right into the back of the leg. Did Coach Campanelli, very tender area now, with a cloverleaf type submission applied to Lil J-Boogie, who is inches away from the ropes, and if she can get it, and she does.
Look at that, rookie knowing right where to go, right to the ropes. Great ring awareness by Lil J-Boogie.
Yes, but Coach knows all the rules and knows how to bend them. Hung on until Julio Rodriguez, our official in this matchup, said, okay, I'm about to hit that 5 count, you better let go, otherwise you're gonna get disqualified. Now Coach Campanelli sends J-Boogie out of the corner with the snapmare takeover. And we've seen this patented move before, the backstop from Coach. But Lil J-Boogie was able to scout it, moves out the way with the leg sweep, and now the crucifix pin. Could this be enough to put away Coach Campanelli? And again, just a 1 count for Lil J-Boogie.
Lil J-Boogie jumps up and gets a drop kick to the midsection in there, putting the leg on the Coach and then stepping in for a kick.
Beautiful step up enziguri from Lil J-Boogie to Coach Campanelli. Now Coach Campanelli going to the corner of Top Tier, asking for time now as Lil J-Boogie pulls Coach Campanelli all the way from the canvas, who's hanging onto that middle rope.
I don't know if she was hanging on or Candy Crush was back there holding her to the rope.
Either way, she had some assistance, and now Lil J-Boogie sends Coach Campanelli down.
Candy Crush going up. Look at this. Gloria Glitter grabbing Lil J-Boogie's leg, giving an opportunity for Coach to get a roll-up.
And I thought Coach was just about to steal another victory, but Lil J-Boogie was able to kick out. However, now Coach with the buzzer beater on Lil J-Boogie connects in the middle of the ring, rolls her over. And David, Coach with the 1, 2, 3 and the victory.
Well, that was like Lil J-Boogie having to fight 3 people.
That's right, David. Lil J-Boogie has had to fight 3 before.
Wow, fans, it's time for your Introducing first, the challengers from the land of enchantment, New Mexico, and Los Angeles, California, Sylvia Sanchez and Angel Rose, Las Bandidas.
Las Bandidas quickly becoming one of the top tag teams here in WOW Women of Wrestling. Last week, they defeated the Mighty Mites. And tonight, they get a shot at the World Tag Team Champions, Big Rig Betty and Holly Swag, the Mother Truckers.
Well, Angel Rose and Sylvia Sanchez, this is exactly what their mission has been for, to get a championship shot, to have the championship of WOW around their waist, and tonight is their opportunity. And these two are like a well-oiled machine. Ever since they both have teamed up, they've gotten rid of Sophia Lopez, and they've come into their own, and here they are on a championship night.
And their opponents, from Jackson, Tennessee, the truck stop capital of the world, they are your defending WOW World Tag Team Champions, Big Rig Betty and Holly Swag, the Mother Truckers.
Honk, David. Didn't you love it when the Mother Truckers joined us here at the commentary table?
I certainly did, but they didn't stay with us. They hit the ring.
That's right. Just last week, Sweet Heat was calling out the Mother Truckers, and the Mother Truckers had no problem answering the challenge of Sweet Heat. But tonight, it's Las Bandidas who stands up for the challenge of the WOW World Tag Team Championships. But nonetheless, the Mother Truckers, fan favorites, but also undoubtedly the WOW World Tag Team Champions. The purple and silver belts now being handed over to referee Ben Scheinberg. There you see those beautiful, prestigious championship belts being held up in the middle of the ring. And Las Bandidas getting a shot at the World Tag Team titles in our main event, David. What an opportunity this is for Sylvia Sanchez and Angel Rose. Angel Rose, newer to the group of Las Bandidas. Holly Swag with the schoolgirl roll-up, gonna kick things off at a fast pace. And going up against Angel Rose, who herself is a hard-hitting, fast-paced, lucha libre-style wrestler. Holly Swag hangs on, sunset flip type maneuver, and gets another 2 count of Angel Rose.
Angel Rose now residing in Long Beach, California, and she's been training, and I gotta tell you, she and Sylvia Sanchez, this is it. Do you think they're nervous in the fact that this is their first time ever they've gotten a title shot?
Well, as a duo, yes, you're absolutely right. The double knees to the back of the head. But I don't think that Sylvia Sanchez and Angel Rose are at all nervous in this matchup, David, as the Mother Truckers hit the changing lanes on Sylvia Sanchez. If anything, they've got a chip on their shoulder and attitude, and they think they already are the WOW World Tag Team Champions. Very much like Sweet Heat, who's another thorn in the side of the Mother Truckers now, as Sylvia Sanchez reverses the momentum, and a clubbing clothesline from Angel Rose, who now tags in for her team.
Angel Rose taking Holly Swag, putting her in the corner and putting the boots to the midsection, loosening up the daughter of Big Rig Betty. And look at that, Sylvia Sanchez bridging back on that chin as Angel Rose pulls the referee and diverts his attention to Big Rig Betty, who tries to get into the ring.
Angel Rose, I think, really has been a difference maker in the team of Las Bandidas now, teaming with Sylvia Sanchez. Angel Rose just has a mean streak that I think she's brought to the team and really passed on to Sylvia Sanchez. Surfboard type stretch. Referee Scheinberg not going to count, but nonetheless damage being done to the legs anyway with a submission hold. Crossface applied by Angel Rose of Las Bandidas. And if you're just now joining us, fans, or if you just got a soda or popcorn, this is for all the marbles. The WOW World Tag Team Champions, the Mother Truckers, defending the championship tonight against Las Bandidas. And Holly Swag just took a nasty boot to the face, David.
Certainly did, Nigel. That was mean.
Holly Swag just being sent right into Sylvia Sanchez.
Backbreaker. Did you see that tag team work? Launching Holly Swag off of her leg, and Angel Rose coming right off of the ropes with that clothesline. Holly smartly going after her mom, trying to get the tag. She looks like she's 12 inches short from that tag when she reached out.
And now, you're absolutely right. She feels probably miles and miles away, does Holly Swag, from Big Rig Betty. But she's just fingertips away, David. And I think we were talking about Sylvia Sanchez being nervous. I think she's far from that. She's trying to play head games with Big Rig Betty. And you have to think, that's Big Rig Betty's daughter in there. It's not just a normal tag team partner, David. And that can make all the difference in the world, especially with the mind games that Las Bandidas likes to play.
You're right, Nigel.
And now, Angel Rose in for her team, nailing the Fisherman Suplex. Sylvia Sanchez being sent out of her corner. Referee Ben Scheinberg gets a 2 count, and I think that Sylvia Sanchez might have saved this matchup for the Mother Truckers. Had Sylvia Sanchez gone back to her corner faster, we could have seen a 3 count with that Fisherman Suplex. But Holly Swag with the backhand and the super kick connects, sending down Angel Rose. And now a tag into the Big Rig. Honk, honk. Clothesline, back elbow, and the Big Rig. Nice short arm clothesline.
Beautifully executed, Nigel. And now she goes after Sylvia Sanchez. Bulldog face right into the mat. Angel Rose getting up to her feet. Mother Trucker Mama taking it to her.
And here we see the